Okay, we're live. Welcome to Best Frienemies. I'm Sharam.
Hello, Sharam.
Oh, look, it's Happy Joel. Unlike all the other episodes where we've had Happy Joel.
I think I finally worked out. Sadly, I think I finally worked out how to say your name properly.
Oh.
And I'm kind of sad about it because I think it's also just stuck in my brain now. Sharam. I can't unsay.
That's fine. What's?
Well, I used to say Sharam.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it wasn't to antagonize you. It was just to actually just. That's how I thought it was said.
Yeah,
and you
Sharam.
probably said a lot. You probably said it's Sharam, but you said it in a really polite way.
Yeah.
And I just rubbed your head and went, all right, Sharam.
Yeah, oh, you ragamuffin.
But I think since we dined together outside of the pod, we had lunch at the Edinburgh Castle.
Yes.
And we had a lovely lunch, and I think your girlfriend was there, and
your girlfriend was there too.
I don't think she was there. She was there.
Joel has a girlfriend.
And but you know, you guys were, and her brother was there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
he was there.
Whose name is obviously.
That's fine.
His name's obviously.
I'm not.
I know what it is, but what do you think?
I'm not going to say it.
So you don't know what it is?
No, I do, and just in case he doesn't. Oh yeah,
Sharam.
I'm trying to respect their privacy.
Doesn't know. Oh, I see what. Okay, yeah. I thought we were doing a bit. You actually don't want to say his name.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because your formula is yes and no. My name's Joel. I'm mad.
I thought you weren't understanding the joke. No, you're trying to protect your family's. Are they family, brother-in-law?
Yeah, I guess so.
Family?
I'm not married, but I would class them as family.
Do you like your in-laws?
Yeah. They're all very quiet. I'm a loud, obnoxious man. For example, I had a photo shoot today. So my girlfriend, basically, I was like, how was working from home without me? And she was like, it was really quiet.
Yeah, isn't that funny how, speaking of quiet, isn't it funny how women's main weapon against men is the silent treatment? Like, here's how I'm going to punish you.
Yeah.
By not saying anything. It's like, all right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Does whatever your girlfriend's name is? I know your actually know your girlfriend's name.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned her name.
I think you've said it several times.
Just about it.
Okay. She.
Yeah.
Has she ever given you? Does she give you the silent? No.
Sounds like you get the silent treatment a lot. Silent treatment doesn't work in a house. We are both. We used to be and still practice life and relationship coaches. So we're all like, let's talk about our emotions. Oh, isn't it great that we resolved our feelings? Oh, cool. Let's go watch something.
Nah.
We're really efficient with how we are.
So no 4 days of like you're in the trench, she's in the trench. Just poking your head above the parapet every couple hours. Nope, still
Is
pissed.
that what you do? Does that help you feel safe being in the trenches? If you're always at war, then you never.
Well, then how's she gonna learn?
Oh, so you're the one given the silent treatment.
Yeah, I think I was looking at an old passport photo of me today because I was getting a new passport.
Yeah, did it look the same?
I look Russian. I look more Russian than my girlfriend. My girlfriend's from Russia. I look more Russian than my. I think we've talked about that nearly in every episode.
And all your jokes are like mine are, hey, I'm bold. Yours are, my girlfriend's from Russia.
Yeah,
Russian me crazy.
Also, me referencing previous episodes. Who is that for? But your father-in-law.
Remember episode 1? Yeah, my girlfriend's dad listens to the podcast. Hello.
I once got in hot water for early days of Lana, my girlfriend. I'll say her name. I don't give a shit. She came to Australia, and we'd been together about 4 or 5 years. And she went out to lunch with my mum and her, my aunt and my grandma, whatever. And they're out and they're ordering. Oh, I think they bumped into a friend, and the friend was like, "Oh, who's this?" gesturing to my girlfriend, and my mum said, "Oh, it's I guess she's my daughter-in-law."
I guess.
And then I referenced that because then Lana told me that, and I referenced that in front of my mum later on, like, "Lana's coming," or should I say, your daughter-in-law,
callback humor.
Yeah, I thought that'd be funny. Like, isn't that funny? You called her her daughter-in-law. We're not married, and my girlfriend was not happy. Lana was not pleased with that.
So then, because she wasn't happy, you gave her 4 days of silent treatment. Is that what you're saying? And then she gave you 8 days.
Yeah, you got to give silent treatment if the other person gives you silent treatment.
When was the last time you spoke to your girlfriend?
Oh,
it sounds like, it's an arms race of silence.
Well, she's going away for 3 weeks on Sunday, so
okay. So it's going to be nothing but gigs for you.
It'll be, yeah. I mean, if we're kind of jumping from topic to topic here a little bit, guys. But that's kind of the dilemma, isn't it? Like, I haven't said it very clearly to her, but I have. Is the word intimated? Like
What?
Intimated, like implied.
Yeah.
Is that?
I don't know if intimated is a word.
Jamie, pull up intimated. Yeah. Intimated is a word. Well, that's.
Google intimated.
Can I? Don't touch
there's
it.
no internet connection
God
here.
damn it.
Just don't touch it.
Don't touch. My phone's all the way over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've implied that when she's gone, I'm going to hit the gigs pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's up for that.
Because then she'll come back and she'll have to hear you talk about it.
No, well, yeah, but I think it's more the walking on eggshells is more the.
What?
What? You never heard that phrase?
No,
before?
no. I know that phrase.
Yeah.
Why are you walking on eggshells? Because you're like, this
because
is what I'm
like,
do when you're gone.
Because I'm like, it's like, hey, when I'm gone, woo, and she's like, oh, which I think's a fair thing to say. Like, yeah, when you're gone, I'm gonna do that. And she's like, well, what? So you're gonna have a good time while I'm gone? And I'm like, by the way, she hasn't said any of this. This is
an implied war you've had.
I'm strategizing. I'm gaming out the argument to be had. But basically, I think she might not be pleased about me having a good time while she's gone, even though it's firstly not really a good time. It's just doing more and more shitty gigs.
Yeah.
It's like more work.
Yeah.
I'm doing more work.
Yeah. Your fun is still a job.
If Ruth went away for a week, you would change your behavior.
Two things. I would do as many gigs as I could cram into it, and I'd probably be masturbating as much as I could. The second, you're like, preach, brother, preach.
Left-handed.
Yeah.
Eyes closed.
Left hand and right hand.
Beret.
Switch. Beret. Yeah. The strawberry jam comes out.
Oh.
Hi, Ruth's dad. But the point is
he makes. I can. No, but I mean the strawberry. I assume he makes jam.
No, I would be covered in jam.
Oh, you were just.
I'm saying there was still.
Okay,
the masturbation ref, and then I said hi because he's listening.
See, strawberry jam was too ear catching for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait. So I assumed her dad must make jam.
No.
Okay, that was just a random. That was your
absurdist
sex lotion du jour.
Yes.
It was like you went to strawberry jam.
Yeah.
And your high, whatever his name is, was just like, oh crap, he's listening to this gross.
Yes, correct. Okay. I was like, holy shit, he's listening.
I'm glad we clarified that because I would have now gone away from this episode assuming Ruth's dad made jam, and then I would have been making like,
and the audience would have been thinking that too. That Ruth's dad makes jam, and
he is the audience.
Yes, that is 1 for 1.
Anyway,
if you're not Ruth's dad, let us know. Find us on Instagram. Send us a message. Hey, I'm not Sharam's girlfriend's dad.
Call in.
We're live. No, but point is, the other thing is this is why I'm a bit. I just had a coaching call today, so I'm a bit like, ooh.
What does that mean?
I had a relationship. I was coaching.
Okay.
So my brain is a little bit primed for my girlfriend would celebrate me having fun. I bought a PS5 this week. And I've been playing Space Marine 2, and she's like,
"What a waste!"
It's. I spent a lot of money, man.
PS2, and like if you're not playing like playing soccer or a shooting, what's that?
Space Marine 2 is a Warhammer game, and it's the replacement father figure I never had. Like it is. It's this exaggerated masculinity. It's teaching me actually how to have male friends. That's been my issue. Unless I work with someone, it's often hard for me to make a friend sometimes.
Speaking of daddy issues, this is a bit of a long bow, but you got a bit of the Andre Agassi going on.
As in...
You got Andre Agassi. You look like Andre...
Sports?
You look like Andre Agassi.
Oh, okay.
Who had a pretty abusive dad.
And he
is...
Not
like
sexy. The name's... I know Andre Agassi. He is a tennis player.
Correct. And he's in the Uber ads talking about how everyone has a mullet.
Oh,
now.
okay.
You've seen those ads?
No, I haven't.
It's like...
hello, I'm Andre Agassi. Everybody has a mullet. I don't know what country he's from.
He's American.
Oh, okay.
But I think his dad was Iranian.
Hello,
Iranian.
I am...
So like you.
California. Hi, I'm Andre Agassi.
Maybe you're his cousin.
I'm Andre Agassi.
You do, like...
Everyone should have Uber Eats.
Jamie, pull up Andre Agassi.
No, Jamie, don't do it.
We probably should have had a separate device for that.
We don't have a Jamie.
Who in the Melbourne comedy scene, who's our target audience, would make a good Jamie?
Oh.
I remember on Cast they had Pete Joseph.
Yeah, he pulled up the stuff. He produced it. I'm producing it, essentially.
Okay. Well, sorry. I'm producing more of the laughs.
Well, I can
ask your father-in-law. He's probably that Joel motherfucker is bringing the heat week in, week out.
Yeah,
he is a real one.
His review was, it's definitely entertaining.
Where's he from?
England? As in...
Oh, I thought you were...
No, yeah, I'm not 100%... As in, from here, she's part Estonian, part...
Transylvanian...
Sort of... White?
Borg...
Yeah,
Klingon.
But that side's not the Estonian side.
Oh, okay.
So my brain is like, holy fuck, I need to double check with her just in case I got it wrong.
Okay.
He'll tell me, now that he listens to it. We should stop just addressing him. Hey, who's our target demographic?
The real ones.
The real ones.
Always
just goes out to the real ones.
Yeah.
The people who listen to Best Frienemies. That's the name of this podcast.
Were you trying to get a clip going there? Is that supposed
maybe.
to be a clip? I was like, he's trying to do a clip.
Yeah.
But, look, I think we're just putting this positive energy out there into the world, and the important thing is not our target audience who we're trying to bring in, it's who we're trying to push out, and we're trying to push out the haters.
Yeah,
we don't want the fucking haters.
Yeah, because target often means who you're trying to hit. Who we're trying to snipe.
Yeah, I'm like shooting. I'm not trying to target anyone.
Yeah, we're trying to shoot.
I'm trying to you know how Homer tries to get people into the bowling alley like bowling.
Yeah.
And that was bad for him.
Yeah.
That was I'm saying that's good. We're actually out there with the shotgun. Any real ones, come on in. All the haters.
Well, to be honest, in marketing, that's sometimes it's actually like good to be divisive. You know, some like not too divisive where you're like you push people away.
Yeah.
But today at the shoot, we made my magnum opus. All right.
Okay.
This will be a bit of an introduction. It'll be a bit of a thing. But long story short, for my whole life, I've been making a joke where I'm like, hey, let's make a Noah's Ark sandwich or a Noah's Ark burger. We're putting 2 of every animal in it. So, you know, you'd go to Macca's and be like, hey, let's get 2 patties, 2 beef patties, 2 chicken patties, 2 whatever, and try and get 2 of everything.
Yeah.
At work, we produce a show called Yum or Dumb, which is, hey, we're going to make food that's crazy. Is it yum or is it dumb to try and bring more attention to this restaurant? Noah's Ark sandwich, the 2 of every animal. It finally happened, and it was very tasty. The problem is, I thought I spat on you. That's why.
No, I got a runny nose.
That's divisive because some people are going to look at it and be like, "This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen." We want to shoot the shotgun in the air. We want those people to go, "Wow, that's fucked," and we want the people who want to eat it go,
Mate.
"Yeah, I want to eat 2 of every animal."
I just like how I can... Go on, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's it.
I just like... No, pause. I just like how I now know how to stop you. You're mid-rant, I just go...
Yeah.
Like that, and you just
That's
complete...
it.
Oh, sorry, Joel. I'm like, no, I just didn't like what you were saying.
That's because I felt like I did actually spit on you.
Yeah.
And you were like this, and I was like, oh, what? Yeah, fucking, I better double check if
Are you not comfortable naming the restaurant?
No, I said... Didn't I say Third Wave?
No, you kept saying this restaurant.
Oh,
that restaurant.
Third Wave. Third Wave is the restaurant I do the social media marketing for.
They said don't associate...
I'm pretty good at it.
Don't associate Third Wave with Joel or something, I thought.
Just in case... Oh, you want to be associated... You're trying to... Nah, it's fine.
I don't know what I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to do is get better at comedy, and that's proving difficult because rooms keep banning me from their establishment.
That's because you keep pissing them off.
Well, I didn't piss anyone off. I just told it like it was.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not trying to segue into the story, but
No, that's all right.
if
Do you want to tell the story?
If I have accidentally segued into it.
Do you want to tell the story to our listener?
Yeah, well, there's a room in Melbourne. I'm not going to name it.
We won't name it. I know it.
But if you message me, I'll tell you the name, and it's pretty obvious which one it is.
Don't message him. It's fine.
I messaged them several times asking for a spot, and then I finally had a video which I sent them of me doing fairly accomplished stand-up comedy in front of a happy crowd. I thought, okay, here we go. Send them that. Then I got a reply saying the content of your Instagram and you know, the video, it's not the quality or value we want at our room. And I'm like, alrighty. Yeah. And then I replied, half jokingly, like, which reels, you know, on my Instagram, which reels were they?
Which is a fair question.
And I thought that'll go through to the keeper.
Yeah. And
I copped 3 links back in a reply email. One of them was a meme I made about an edgy comic going to a safe space room it was the scene from Point Break where Patrick Swayze wearing a Ronald Reagan mask burns a car with a fuel pump.
Oh, yeah.
And the fuel pump is, he's the edgy comic, the fuel pump is a trans joke, and the car is the safe space gig. The joke being that the edgy comic goes and ruins the gig. The joke is about the edgelord comedian.
Yeah, who is not really edgelord, is, dare I say, just uncalibrated to the situation.
Yes,
it's
uncalibrated.
Just shooting their shit randomly, thinking it's funny.
And it's, Keanu Reeves is, I'm really good at making him, he's the booker.
Yeah, you're quite good at these weird little, very niche memes.
So he sent back that, or she, or they, probably they, and they sent back that, and that, I was like, one of my memes was, the other two videos, one of them was the joke, this is seriously the joke, is, I have a black friend, so you don't have to. That's the line. That's got to laugh. I'm like, oh yeah, because it's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Because I also have the same black friend.
Yeah. We can have one.
And he's the same guy.
One per city.
Yeah.
It's like not another teen movie where it's like if another black guy comes in, it's like, I can only be the...
I had that with Australians when I went to America. If there was another Australian, I was like, fucking get out of this bar.
Yeah.
Or there's one other Sharam in Melbourne. If you're listening to this other Sharam, which we know you're not because you're not my girlfriend's dad, I'm out to get you. Yeah, there's one other Sharam. There's also DJ Sharam in Hollywood. Give me your URL, sharam.com. Anyway.
What does URL stand for?
Fucking, I don't know.
I thought I remembered, but I actually don't.
It's the website, www.sharam.com.
Link.
Its URL is, I don't know, something language.
Yeah. I genuinely thought it was there. And then
back to the story.
No, then the other clip was me over in Perth doing crowd work.
Yeah.
And I said retarded.
Yeah.
Someone said, I was like, any Americans here? And someone, what about Canadians? Said, what, retarded Americans? Got a laugh, put it up. My argument would be, not a great word to use. It's a bit crude.
Yeah, fair.
However, it's in Perth. That's like international waters there.
Yeah.
Perth is a strange place if you haven't been. You have to say it within the first 10 seconds of meeting someone or they'll kick you out of Western Australia.
That's interesting.
It's the law. That's not me. That's McGowan talking. Yeah. That's Mark McGowan. That's like pandemic era legislation. You have to say the R word inside the first 10 seconds of meeting someone or you get your dick chopped off in Perth.
The key to this story is that...
Don't tell me what the key is to my own fucking story.
I'm telling you my takeaway is that I've heard it every single time, Joel. I've seen him since.
Well, it takes a while it's been...
Yeah, no, I get it.
I was in Perth 8 months ago. It takes... No, what do you mean?
Oh, no, the story about the comedy room.
I thought you were saying that I've been saying retard every time I've met you.
No. You've been telling me about the room and how you're still getting over it.
Anyway, then I'm blocked by that room.
Yeah, they
on
blocked
Instagram.
It. That's the...
And now I reference it in every... post the story I do.
Yeah. When they block you.
That's that. So I'm doomed. This city, I'm doomed.
Look, I've been thinking
this pod is all I've got.
I love that for you.
This is all I've got. I am a desperate man. I'm basically riding on your coattails. It's pretty grim out there, brother.
This pod, I think you've got more than this.
I don't know. What? No, my girlfriend's going to Russia on Sunday?
Yeah. And you've got all your gigs. No, you've got stuff to live for. You've got...
By the way, when people...
You've got that beer.
When people introduce me at gigs, could they stop saying how much effort I put in? Because they're like, this guy runs so many rooms. He does so much for the scene. I'm like, could you just say I'm funny? That'd be nice.
Nah.
Just say, and he's a funny guy.
Stop running rooms. If you want to be just funny, you've got to be just funny. That's what I've learned recently. I'm like... Well, that's the dichotomy. It's like, do you run a room to get a room and, contribute to the gig economy? Or do you just suck ass and for a while and get really good and then they just... Because there are people who message me, they're like, can I get on? And it's really hard for me to say no because of reasons.
But you get good by doing your own... More rooms you do, the more stage time you have, the better you get.
Yeah, exactly. So there is that whole thing. And I have been thinking a lot about do we just start random weird ass gigs? Like there is you said it before, like comedy is a bit of a cult. We're all worshipping these bigger gigs, but these bigger gigs were smaller gigs. They just started before people's time,
yeah.
Like Dirty Secrets here. I'm always like, should we, comedy at Dirty Secrets. That's where this is being recorded.
Yeah.
I often think First of all, should we have a definition of a name for the comics? You know, like there's different like lounge comics, stuff like that. Should there be dirty comics?
Oh, you mean you're...
Should there be a dirty comic and like an archetype? Like once you've earned your way into dirty, you might not be the best, but you're pretty fucking good.
I think that's...
Or above average.
I mean, there is probably that at an unofficial level.
Yes, there is that.
That's why everyone covets those rooms, because they can say,
correct,
I've done that room. Oh, I did that room. It's just everyone says it like this. Everyone's like, yeah, I did X.
Like...
Call them room A, B, and C. Yeah, I did room A. I messaged him to get on room B. Hoping to do room C. Because everyone knows deep down it makes no fucking difference.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, it doesn't matter. I just have to do it, because that's the... Same with Raw. Same with all comedies, like, yeah, I got through to the semi or the state, whatever, final.
Well, I did get through the semis final.
Yeah. I don't know. Call in if you know how that happened.
I just yelled quite
I just went to Geelong and Blaze put me through, basically. That's what happened. Oh, Forte Magazine, shout out, not.
Were you on Forte Magazine?
No, Forte Magazine, like the Geelong regional gig magazine. They did the plugs for the Geelong Comedy Festival, and they said, featuring... this big name, that telly person, this person who never gigs, but they're on Thank God You're Queefing, so they get a profile. And also, it's Chelsea Heaney, winner of the Geelong Raw Heat. I'm like, yeah, I could go back through the photos and find her and me on stage. Joint winners, motherfucker.
Yeah. They didn't say Joel Temple.
No mention of me. No mention of me. No mention of this.
Such a hard worker.
No mention of this cunt who brought the fucking house down that night. Yeah. They're still talking about that down in Geelong.
Really?
They talk about me.
Well, do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do.
If you're from Geelong and you talked about Joel recently, call. Well,
do they have phones in Geelong?
They have phones in Geelong. They still have phones in Geelong.
It's fun to be alive.
Yeah.
Clip that.
Anyway, do they have phones in Geelong? Yeah, but the point is...
They have a Spirit of Tasmania in Geelong now. They have the boat.
Like a mental health spirit? Like, you know, like the spirit of?
That was good. They have the boat.
Yeah, okay.
They got the boat.
I like your... yeah, that was funny. Yes.
I really wanted to get to my bit. They have the boat in Geelong.
They have the boat!
They got the boat.
The actual boat? They shipped it all the way out there. They shipped the ship.
I reckon it's...
They took it to shore? Shipped to shore?
Come on.
I don't remember the song.
They don't bring it up.
And together, had a thought like this. How strange things happen when you're going round. That's the one, right? I was around the twist.
That's around the twist. Was there a real schism?
No, it wasn't.
Schism.
It's schism. It's not like
this podcast is schism. Yeah, that's what that is. Fucking hell.
It wasn't like, you know, like Neighbours and the other one.
But there was Home and Away.
Yeah.
Oh, did I talk about that on the pod about how I had a sleepover as one does. You know, with
like a sexy sleepover, but with the cast of Home and Away. You heard it here first.
It was on an island. There was a former president there.
Oh, yeah?
Weird.
I'll top your island.
There was a guy in a wheelchair.
What?
Stephen Hawking.
Oh, okay.
He was on Epstein's island.
Yeah. So it's nice you're making an Epstein Island joke.
Well, you brought up...
Well, I was going to say I actually did some weird boot camp on an island once. It was a entrepreneurship boot camp. I was asked to go. They had a spare slot.
Yeah,
and I was like, give
back rubs.
No, it was a trial for like an entrepreneurship boot camp on an island.
That sounds like what they call.
It was super weird.
That sounds like when they like do a real like a reenactment of Epstein's Island. Yeah, that's probably what he called it.
It was with some billionaire who was like trying to promote his book.
Oh, who's that referencing?
No, this is a real thing that happened to me.
I'm sorry. I thought you were doing what I was doing. Like
I went to an island for like 3 days.
What island? Like
it was like a weird island
in Australia.
Yeah, like just off Sydney.
Oh,
like I went to Sydney, went to an island, by a boat, stayed on this island, had an entrepreneurship camp.
We need like a doll of. But it's a guy.
Where did they hurt you?
Yeah.
Where did the billionaire hurt you? It's the wallets.
It's a doll.
It's the pockets. Yeah, that's the Simpsons.
It's a doll with a turtleneck.
Yeah.
And glasses, and he's holding a phone, and he's like, you point to where he hurt you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you point to the hip pocket.
But this is true. Yeah. This is where I learned that businesses go through. This is the biggest and only takeaway I remember was that businesses go through a cycle of like, you know, first it's like, you know, like stages of childhood, teenager and adult and stuff like that.
There's business puberty.
Yeah, basically. And that's when you start not losing money. Like often, like, you know, the early stages of these big businesses is they're losing money. This is why I look at Uber and everyone's like, Uber's so dumb. How much money did they lose? It was like, yeah, that's the first stages. They were just trying to establish themselves. And then they got to teenagers, then they stopped losing money, then they got to a point where they're making money, and the eventual cycle of death is like selling it off to someone else.
Are they making money?
Fucking I. For the purposes of this, I hope so.
Okay, for the purposes of your story holding up, I hope they are.
Yeah.
But that business puberty, that does sound like something though that a cult leader would say. It's like, I just invested all this money into this business and I've just lost $10 million this year. And they're like, that's good.
Yeah, good.
That's how you know it's going well.
Yeah, you've lost more money than I've ever had.
It's like people who drink cider. You drink some cider and you're like, this tastes like ass. And the people who like cider are like, no, that means it's good.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
So my question to you is, what's comedy puberty?
Oh, well, an interesting quote by Seinfeld was, you are your age as a comedian.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing it?
Like 2 to 3 years. Not
really?
that long. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know you 3 years ago. Don't lie to me. Where did you do it? Has it just felt like 3 years?
2 to 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah, because you've had a couple of comedy festivals.
Yeah.
You had First Generation Alien and then another one.
The other one was Horny and Depressed.
Yeah. Oh, forgive me. It goes like that.
Yeah.
I think the pandemic's really just fucked with
I was
my
a
sense of time.
post-pandemic comedian.
Oh, yeah, I knew that, but I almost was. I was very close to it. Like, we might talk about it. But
How long have you been doing comedy for?
My first gig was 2018.
Oh, no, yeah, and then...
But it was in China.
Yeah, so you don't count.
So it doesn't... I thought you were doing a Chinese accent.
No, I was doing a Joel. My name's Joel. I don't like anything. They don't want me in their thing.
But I got...
What's the deal with that particular gig?
But I did the whole... do one gig and go, I did it, I'm doing comedy. And then you didn't do another one for like 3 months. And then another 3, and then you start to...
So here's the truth. I actually think that's a better way of doing it than what I did. Because the way I did it was like, I just went to gigs for like a month solid until I was mad that I didn't perform. Then I started doing the open mics, and I just fucking went hard from day one. And only when I was actually doing my first solo show was I like, why am I so stressed? And I realized I never actually got over the trauma of my first one. I never fully digested it. I was still sort of reliving that bomb a bit. Like it was just, I needed that time.
You need to do it. That's why actually I did want to bring that up. Another thing that pissed me off.
Stop bombing. Yeah.
No, but the whole... Like that, there was a video, the reel that...
this is another thing that Joel's mad about. I know this.
Here's the thing.
I know this. You don't have to mention the person.
Well, I can, because actually it's a nice ending.
Okay.
In that I kind of... Look, I saw this reel, this guy. I can say it.
You can say it.
Comedy Writers Group, Marcel
Wilt?
Yeah, whatever. His theory was stage time isn't... as it's not the be all and end all.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. It's not. That's all he said. It's not the be all and end all. And I try and and he mentioned in the video like, you think sometimes it's time better spent not at a shitty open mic, and that line got me because we often go to shitty open mics.
Yeah,
and I kind of was like,
you run the shitty open mics.
I run a lot of shitty open mics, and I'm also like, how do you know? Firstly, how do you know the open mic is going to be shitty? Like the day you go, I'm not going to go down to Comedy in the Cellar, it's always shitty, is the day someone texts you back, where were you last night? There was like 30 people in there. It was crazy.
Yeah. That's what happens.
I filmed it. It was the best. And then flip kind of the side. What's the two sides of the same coin? The good gigs, the ones like you're pumped for, are like you rock up and like, it's a bit of a quiet one tonight, mate. It's half full and it's all right. Just have, and you're like, it's worse because you're like, oh, it's a good gig. I've been given this good spot. I need to do my best. But you're doing it to a crowd of like 10 people in a room full of 30 who you're like, so, and my comment was like, how do you know when the open mics or the gig's going to be shitty? Like, how do you know? And also stage time, you really do get, that's why I brought it up, because of you saying, maybe I'm drawing a long bow here or drawing
dots. That's right. I've got a big rebuttal, but go for it.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
A good rebuttal.
You were saying that you were doing a show and you hadn't got over that first bomb yet. But you get over that first bomb, it's better. The way to get over someone is to get under someone, like in dating world.
Yeah.
We probably don't agree, whatever.
You're talking to a...
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
you know,
that's
that
fine.
old adage, right?
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
same
it's
thing. It's like
definitely
you
a
bomb
phrase.
and you go, okay, well, I'll just write a better joke and then go again. Oh, I bombed again. Oh, no, I figured that joke out. You go in, you bomb less, and then
Yeah, there is that. The pain of failure forces you to get better.
Yeah.
It is like a muscle.
But just to finish the story, so I
Yeah.
don't make it look like I'm shitting on the guy. I then, after watching that video, the next week I must have done like 5 or 6 gigs where I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah.
So it's fine. So it's I'm not so like that's
Were you
why
like, I should have done an acting class.
well, no, I wasn't saying that because also the hang is very important too.
Yeah.
The hang at people. What are you gonna do? Like sit at home and text you or whoever's running it, going like, how many people are there? Maybe only 5. I'll stay here.
Yeah.
You got to
I've
go
had
to the
that
gig,
before.
and if people if it's shit or it's not happening or there's 2 people, well then fuck the gig. You do your jokes. You go tree falling in the woods.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, I'm going to go upstairs, have a beer, chat to Sharam and chat to the boys, chat to the ladies about, hey, what have you been doing? You know any good gigs? Doing any good jokes? Oh, I like that when you do. And that's just
how
as
you get
important.
gigs, you
yes,
connect.
that's how you get gigs.
Yeah.
What's your stupid rebuttal? Which is
My
be
rebuttal
stupid?
is one of my philosophies of life, and also from being a coach, is the idea of data collection. I think creativity.
Yay.
Yeah, creativity comes from data in. You know, you're digesting humor. You're digesting. That's how I do a lot of graphic design. I just fucking eat. I eat design. I live, breathe, eat it as well with web design, graphic design,
Rave,
stuff
repeat.
like that. Yeah. So I do think that there is a point where someone is new and it's sort of like greasing the wheels. It's like you want to start collecting the data to show that you're safe on stage. So you often see a lot of people who are really new to comedy who will be like, I'm funny. They're trying to like prove themselves. I did this as well. It's like we're trying to prove to themselves that they are funny just within their friends. When they finally like got that data, then they can make their way to the stage. And so it's like, I sort of agree with you where it's like stage time is good, but I also agree that being able to be receptive to all forms of experience, that's like one of my philosophies from coaching was always like I'd be coaching people who are a lot older than me and they'd be like, I'm older than this, I should know better with relationships. I'm like, well, it's not the amount of years you've lived, it's the amount of lived you've had in the years.
Don't
basically.
count the years you live, make the years you live count.
Or it's like how much you're able to receive what you've actually been doing, if that makes sense. You know, like if you could have one gig and you're like, yeah, that was all right. Or you could have one gig and really juice a lot out of it. And that's what I think time off from your first few at the very least is good.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I would say it is good.
I think that's more just a case of, you've done it. Well, it's just naivety because no people rarely have like a sort of a mentor or someone go at the start who's like, no, you got to. No one's telling you like you got to go do this again tomorrow night to keep.
There is also that because it is like going to the gym.
Yeah. But usually what you do is you do that first gig and you go, oh my God, that was great. That was something because you bring your friends or maybe you got lucky like I did.
Yeah,
I got lucky and I did a very good.
My first gig was ass.
Did I just say, I just said I got lucky and you giggled or you made like
no, I just
a sex
was
joke?
No. I was more laughing at the juxtaposition between you saying your first gig was good and me feeling my first gig was the worst.
Yeah, because
the worst.
My first one was, I might have talked about it already, but it was in China. But there was an American. I think we have. It was the guy from.
We talked in person, or not on the pod.
Not on the pod. Zoltan from Dude, Where's My Car?
Mm-hmm.
The comedian's actor's name's Hal Sparks.
He was there.
He was touring China or whatever. He was doing, and he was filming it all, documentary or whatever.
Yeah.
And he had cameras and stuff. The big crowd, like it was a coffee shop, bookshop, whatever. There's 50 people in there, and I just asked the guy, "Could I get on do a spot tonight? Because it's kind of a half. It wasn't an open mic, but it was like most of the gigs there. It was pretty easy. Like if someone wanted to get on, yeah, sure, man. So I got on and I had a really thoroughly prepared set, and just really movie script like word perfect.
Yes, which is often it doesn't have often. Just continue your
No,
story.
it was just. I would never. Look, it sounds awful. The jokes are terrible. It's hack, low-hanging fruit shit.
That's
and
fine.
It's overwritten. It's very robotic. The first joke was about lower your expectations, which I think is bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't like, I don't know. You shouldn't do that. That's kind of lame. Like, no, don't laugh. I'm gonna be shit. It's unless you're doing a character who's like, nah, I'm shit. You should go up there and own it. But yeah, that first gig was good. It was like, oh wow, I just did really well in front of 50 people. Like maybe.
Yeah, that's a good experience.
It was too good, and that's why I didn't do it again for another 2-3 months because I was just like,
just digesting it.
Yeah, I was like, I did comedy.
Yeah.
And I think at that time I was still a little bit like, I did comedy.
Yeah.
Tick. There was no sense of this might be a continuing thing.
I went into it going, this is my rest of my life. I'm doing this now.
Okay.
And I gotta fucking do it. My first joke was the worst. It was like not even a joke.
Where was the gig?
Bobby Peel's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bobby Peel's ending is what spurred Comedy in the Cellar to be a thing.
Oh, really?
We lost Bobby Peel's.
Yeah, that was the old Thursday.
Because our beautiful friend Richard Meneses, Ricardo El Diablo Meneses, El Diablo Blanco Meneses.
Richard Menzies, as I like to say.
Well,
Richard Banana.
I insist that he should go by Ricardo Meneses so he could get more gigs in Melbourne.
Oh, yeah. That's
also, he should
fair.
be a bisexual Colombian.
Okay.
That's the end of that sentence.
Is he actually bisexual?
We're all bisexual. Sharam.
Okay. Anyway.
Bobby Peel's, the sign up, yeah.
Yeah, the sign up, yeah.
And then what was the joke?
The first joke, or at least the one that I remember was, do anime people know they're in a cartoon?
Already lost me.
Do they look at an anime in their own world and think it's real?
Yeah.
That was it. I had other jokes that were actually better than that I'd written.
But
that was what I decided to go with.
The point is, this is the point. It doesn't matter. You could have written the greatest. You could have gone up there and done the Jerry Seinfeld canon joke. You know the Jerry Seinfeld canon joke about how reason we're nervous about plane travel is because there's no other option. You miss the bus, you catch the train. You miss the train, you can drive. You don't have a car, you can walk, or a bicycle. You miss a plane. It's not like they go, well, we do have a cannon leaving in.
Yeah, okay. There's no.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most beautifully crafted jokes ever.
Yeah.
You could have gone up and pretend that joke wasn't done by Seinfeld. Pretend you came up with it.
Yeah.
And you went to Bobby Peel's, and you were 20th out of 30 comedians, and you go up and tell that joke.
Yeah.
It will still eat ass.
Yeah,
it's one of the greatest jokes ever. But you're telling it to maybe 4 punters who are tired.
Yeah, tired and most likely drunk, and maybe they didn't even speak the same language.
And 10 comedians who are pissed off at you because who's this bald cunt who's bumped us?
Yeah.
Oh, who's this freaking guy?
I got bumped, man.
Yeah, what the fuck? Who's this freaking weird looking dude?
Yeah. And they're thinking about their set.
Yes.
They're not even watching.
That's the point about back to bombing, because it's like, oh my god, this is a good joke. Why is it? That's why you do the shitty gigs, because you're like, because then the good gigs, when it hits, you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Every time I have like a real big laugh, I go, this is the new standard. And nothing I have written is ever good enough until I have to like rethink about it.
Yeah. I think that everyone's got to get out of their heads that this is fun.
I think it's extremely fun.
You think it's fun?
Yeah, do you know why I think it's fun?
This is torture.
I do so much crap in my life that when I am performing, I cannot think about anything else. It is in this moment, I am so, I am obliged.
We are cut from different cloths.
What, you're like, I do nothing in the rest of my life, that when I'm on stage, it's finally a chance for me to think about what else am I doing. Is that what you're the exact opposite? This is why we're the best frenemies.
This is why the pod is called this.
Yeah.
Sad that it's the final episode.
Yeah. Oh, well.
No, I'm kidding. No, we got many more episodes of this to come.
Yeah.
But no, I once joked after a pretty hectic set, I think at Funny Near to Brunny, back when it used to be in the bar.
Oh, yeah,
which I kind of miss.
Yeah.
I like the bar. It was a bit hectic.
I've never done it.
You never at all?
No. Do you know why?
Why not?
Because I have D&Ds on Dungeons and Dragons every alternate Monday, and every other Monday I'm like, I am fucking boned. I am just. If I changed my gig schedule up, that is purely one of the biggest reasons why I've never done it. It is because I just don't have the time for it.
Yeah. Oh.
I drive past it on the way to from Dungeons and Dragons.
Do you hang?
No, I see the people. I'm like, I need to fucking sleep. That Monday is so... I had D&D this week. I am boned. I am so tired.
For all my... You need to do all the shitty gigs you can. I was talking with Lana the other day about how... I remember like 3 years ago, I would just go to Funny Near the Brunny to just hang.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even...
I should do that.
I would just stand around out the front in the cold going, hey man, good set.
Yeah.
Or like, oh hey, what's up? And I'd be there for like 45 minutes and get back in the car, drive back to Ringwood.
Yeah.
And just be like... And Lana would be like, what did you do? I just went there for a beer and stood around. Mm-hmm. And I don't do that anymore because I'm like... I run the gigs. If anyone sees
he runs the gigs.
If anyone sees this, they're going to be like, you're a fucking wanker. But I have a little bit of clout.
Yeah.
Not with some rooms. Can we bleep the name?
No, I prefer not to.
I'll bleep myself. Not with... That work?
I can't believe he said that.
Wow.
He said there, that's actually the name, which is super weird. It's spelt...
But that's the name.
Yeah, that's actually the name.
Yeah, it's...
I can't believe I'm a comic. I made it.
It's the traditional indigenous name of the gig.
I got that 5 square foot of land.
I got a story about that. But what the fuck were we talking about? Oh yeah,
hanging, doing the hang. I gotta hang.
Yeah, but we were talking about Funny to Brunny.
Yeah, but you're saying Funny to the Brunny back when it was a bar.
Oh, I hectic gig, and I
know it.
I made I think I posted on a social media platform that the worst part of stand-up comedy is doing it.
And everyone was like,
bravo. Everyone was bravo.
Well, I like the quote that's on a similar note is, writers love having written, never writing.
Mm-hmm.
I think about that all the time.
100%. That's about it. It's basically, I think the fun part of stand-up for me is thinking of a joke idea, fleshing it out, like on a pen, and like maybe jotting down some crazy scribbles.
And a blank period of time, and then having done it already.
Yeah, well...
Do you know what I mean? Like, you just cut out the actual performing.
Oh, 100%. Like, they're saying it... I'll say it to myself in the car, in the shower, walking the dogs out loud, going, I get it. And then the worst part is coming literally here and going, like I'll do in about, 45 minutes, and go like, and they're like, what? And I'm like...
Yeah.
Because it drives you crazy, because it is funny in the sense that I find it funny.
Yeah.
That counts.
Yes, it does
something.
Count. It does, and it should count.
It humors me, and that's a good starting point.
Yeah.
Very good starting point. If you find it funny, that's what Dan Harmon would say. He's like, if you find it funny, then you're on to
Louis C.K., start with what you find funny.
Yeah.
I agree. My whole thing with comedy is the same thing with coaching. If you can feel it, you can give it. Mm-hmm. You should be able to feel what's funny about it. And often the problem is you just didn't feel it enough. Like there's a level of like receptivity to the humor that we develop. It's a muscle.
And another thing about the bombing is, if you bomb, one of the best moments is about 20 minutes after the bomb in the car or on whatever, privilege.
After the tears have stopped.
After you've stopped crying and you listen to the recording or you think back over the joke and you go, I've got it!
Yeah.
You go, I know what to do. Oh, and it wouldn't have been, if it wasn't for the bomb.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have fucking worked that out. It was oh God, they hate me. Wait a minute. I should put that there. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then next night you go out again and you still bomb. But you bomb less. Or you're like, no, I get it now. I know what I need to do.
I had the biggest breakthrough with comedy maybe a month ago. And my whole performances have shifted ever since.
Yeah.
It's something I wish people spoke about. I've listened to so
many podcasts.
You watched
my
special? No. Is how personal comedy feels. Everyone always talks about how it's hard. I heard in one podcast they talk about how surreal it is, where it's like, like Ben Knight will be popping in, who did a thing with Ryan Reynolds. You know what I mean?
Fall Guys, Ben Knight.
Yeah, Fall Guy. Yeah, Fall Guys, Ben Knight, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling. Yep, he did a thing with Ryan Gosling. We hang out, right? It's surreal. It's a flat universe. The space between the hierarchy isn't really that much. But no one told me how personal it is. How personal it feels. When you bomb, it feels like you've bombed. Or at least for me it was. When I succeeded, it felt like me succeeded. Yeah. And so it's sort of like if everything is colored red, if all the experience is colored red and the red is how personal it feels, then the color doesn't matter. The shape matters. So suddenly I'm going up, I've digested, I've meditated on the pain of feeling like there's something wrong with me or there's something right with me and it's no longer about me anymore. It's just, is this funny? How can I portray this? What are people missing? And so sometimes I will still, when I don't bomb that way anymore. Sometimes it still comes up where I'm like, oh, I'm struggling with this. And the reason why I struggled was because there was something I was taking personally. Like the other day, I bombed in a room, and I was like, it was a bunch of really new people. They've been doing it for like a few months and stuff. And I did all right. And it was because I'm so used to doing a room where I'm at the bottom of the ladder or the middle of the ladder, that when I'm not the top of the ladder, but I was one of the most experienced people in the room, that now I'm like, oh, I can't handle that pressure. If I fail in front of these people, that means I suck. And it's like, oh, it's not about me anymore. So then I process it, and now my nervous system knows how to handle it. Yeah.
Not giving a shit is a very good quality. Matt O'Neill said that to me. It's like, just don't give a shit. Which, I'm finally letting comedy change me as a person. Before it was like, I refused to feel it at that level. I was like, if it hurts, I almost ran away from it. Now I'm like, let it hurt. I'm so scared that this is becoming too sincere.
Okay. Hey.
Gay.
You're a terrible person. Don't say all the words that we can't.
My balls.
Joel's balls.
My balls are itchy. My butthole. Dingleberries. Okay.
Dingleberries.
Good.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Now we got that out of the way.
So here's what happened on the weekend.
Okay.
We've got to wrap it up soon, eh?
Yeah, we do.
I went to watch the footy. I'm not running a bit. This is a funny story.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to be sincere anymore. Make it a bit.
No.
Tell the sincere story and then...
No, but I'm going to use it as a bit, but I'm just trying to flag that if you do hear it later as a bit, it's not...
Do the story.
I wasn't running bits on the pod.
Okay.
It's just a funny story. My dad... I went to watch the footy at my dad's, and he came in 3 minutes before, and it's the Welcome to Country.
Yeah.
He'd muted the Welcome to Country.
Oh.
And it was very amusing to me, because he was also very... proud of the fact he'd muted the Welcome to Country.
I was like, look at me, I could press that
I
button.
likened it to this. In the gangster films where they like have to kill someone and they empty the clip, but they keep shooting the gun. He was like, pew, pew, pew.
Oh yeah, okay.
He was like holding down the mute button.
Yeah.
Like, make sure it's gone.
See, the reason why I find that funny, because if my dad did the same thing, he would just be proud he knew how to mute.
That's not bad.
Because he doesn't know the buttons.
I was like, that's funny. Like, I'm just proud he knew how to mute the fucking TV.
You can have that, yeah.
Like, this guy can't even find, he's like, where's Scott? My dad's the reason they've got they got the big buttons on the remote now. They just have the channel. They got YouTube in this massive square in the middle.
Yeah.
It looks like the red button meme, the sweating meme. It looks like that.
Yeah. I used to have a joke where I used to do that I'd love to bring back or work on. It was literally about my dad having the OK Google and finally being like, OK Google, like play Iranian news on the television, and it would play him the news, and it was this miracle of creation.
Oh, okay.
And I found it really funny because I would make fun of him for because he didn't look at the time. He refused to look at the time that the videos were. So it would just keep feeding him these videos of like, the algorithm just fed him like war videos. But the reason why, so he was like, the joke is like, oh, they invaded Iraq. Oh, look, there's a black man in the president. Like he just was in this constant state of this forever war.
He was like a Mila Djokovic in Fifth Element.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember that particular
that was worth bringing up.
But the point of the story is I find that really funny because our Instagram algorithms and stuff like that, all the hip young youth, like my Indian aunties would be like, oh, the youth are very,
whoa,
the youth. I'm allowed to, it's my aunties. The point is like we get that too. Like, look at your algorithm. It is not chronological.
Yeah.
We make fun of him for doing it, but we're going to be that. Oh, we can't use the ball of plasma.
Do your aunties rock the dot?
Only on only on some special occasions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not swinging around. Hey, let's go to Macca's in a dot.
You know how many more gigs you get if you rock the dot?
I would look like a prophet. Because I'm this bold dude.
You're pretty white. You probably look like, you're culturally appropriate. Like, we've got our boys out there, Akib Merchant and Ajit Hansra. If they rock the... I keep telling Akib,
accents.
If you rock the dot, you would be on Have You Been Paying Attention? You'd already be on Thank God You're Here.
That's fair. No, that's not...
He should rock the dot.
It's not fair.
Which is harsh because he's Muslim, so he's probably... that's like kryptonite to him.
Yeah.
You put the dot, he'll be like...
I think we call it something different. We call it a tilly.
Hey, my dog's named Tilly.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I think you've mentioned your dog, and I was like, that's the name of the dot.
Really? Tilly?
Yeah.
But it's probably like Tilly.
Yeah, but it's like...
It's not Tilly.
Yeah,
You're
Tilly,
saying,
mate.
You're saying it like I do.
Put
Tilly.
your fucking Tilly on.
Sit, Tilly, sit. But it's probably more like it's got a umlaut.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
it's
But
a
I
Tilly.
bindi is what I think the Hindi word for it is,
Uh.
which the actual thing. Bindi is like more dainty as a word. Tilly is like,
Okay.
it's assertive.
Interesting.
You got the Tilly. Anyway.
But he muted the welcome to country.
Yeah,
I
and
like
he
that.
felt proud. Yeah, I was just proud.
I'm
he
just
knew
proud
how
he
to
could find the
press
mute button. That's very good. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I want to have more writing sessions actually.
Yeah,
I'm
I
meaning
know.
to-
I do too.
I do you come up with ideas within like that with other comedians.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of chats with comedians. I'm like, oh my god, I just did you got me a new 5 minutes.
Yeah.
By just the last 20 seconds. Thank you.
I used to be afraid of it, to be honest. I remember people were like, hey, we should do a writing session. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
It's a little bit.
I don't know. That's how to.
It's basically let's just do this. Let's just have
Yeah.
a beer and a drink and chill out and you see if something comes up. It's yours. But but then as a payback, I as a joke, the national anthem came on and I muted
the national anthem.
for a second. I just went.
Okay, so that's a good
But,
second joke.
Yeah, but then here's the finale.
Yep.
Again, I'm not running a bit, but here's the
He's running a
finale.
bit.
I turn and my dad's like nodding when I did that because I'm like, what? He's nodding. I muted
Yeah.
but I muted the second line.
Oh, for we are young and free.
No, sir. It's for we are one and free.
Oh,
they
he doesn't-
changed it 2 years ago to
Oh.
factor in.
Oh.
We're not young because Aboriginals have been here for many thousands of
So
years.
he was like, look at my son.
He's looking at I was there. But I'm trying to go with I was trying to show him how much I disagree with him. He'd never felt closer to me.
Yeah.
Sort of like that.
I had a similar thing with my dad where he's a very
I thought you were going to say abused. What the?
he's a very
Okay.
rough man.
Okay.
And last time I saw him, I just gave it back to him, but like tenfold, like almost word for word. And he looked at me like he'd never seen me before in his life. Like, this is my son. And I was like,
He was
all
so
right.
proud of you.
Yeah, he was proud
He
of me.
was stunned.
Yeah, but then I
The boy
gave him his
becomes a
shit
man.
back. Yeah.
He's been waiting
That
for
was
that
insane.
he's been waiting for that for 33 years.
Yeah. For me to be
33?
like, yeah, 33. 30,
Really?
No, 34. 34.
Oh.
What are you, like 70? All right, so we need a good way to end this
72
podcast,
virgins.
right? We need a way that we end it, and it's going to be the same way
We should-
every single time, and I have it.
Oh.
But what were you going to say?
I was going to say we should give each other the silent treatment.
Oh.
Just be like,
Well, that's why the podcast takes 4 weeks, even though it's advertised as
Yeah.
every 2 weeks.
yeah. Do you advertise it as 2 weeks?
Oh, well, Apple asks, how often are you publishing this?
Oh, fuck him.
Anyway.
we have a special guest coming down.
No, but the point
Okay.
is, yes, there is someone there. Hello.
Who's that?
We got to end this podcast. We're doing a podcast. Hello, who's that?
I'm here for the show.
Okay, cool.
hey.
You're a bit early.
Okay,
I will come up and check tickets in just a second.
perfect.
Check those
Yeah,
tickets,
or-
baby.
Yeah. Thank you for coming down. Just wait upstairs.
We're just
You're-
plotting a terrorist attack.
No,
Sorry.
don't- yeah. All right. So I reckon we end the podcast the same way every single time. I'm gonna say, "Hey Joel, are we friends or frenemies?" And you say, or whatever you want.
Oh, okay. It's kind
Yeah.
of, it's
So
like,
have we done the thing
it's like
yet?
the aristocrats joke where I can fill it in with whatever.
Yeah,
I
whatever
want.
you want. Yeah, and you always like that. So you can think of this every single time. So, hey Joel, have we become friends yet, or are we still frenemies?
That's what your mum said to me last night, bitch.
All right, cool. You're gonna have to work on that.
Yeah.
It was funny. I remember.
Not an improv comic, and proud of that.
Yeah. He just calls it riffing.
If I'm
because
bad
he's
at
better than that.
if I'm bad at improv, good.
Yeah, comedians call it riffing and refuse to call it improv. Point of the story is Thomas Nowak was before he left was really funny. He was like, "You're doing a podcast with Joel? Like, I've never even seen you guys fucking speak."
I like how you say Thomas Nowak before he left was really funny. He's left now and he's shit. Is that what?
No,
that's
no,
what you were
I'm
gonna say.
I was saying the story was sort of funny.
Okay. No, sorry. I love you, Thomas.
Yeah, he was very much like, I've never actually seen you guys talk. And I was like, yeah, we talk. We talk on the podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a good
Yeah, hey
ending.
Joel, have
Good
we
ending.
become friends or are we still frenemies?
So do I do this?
Do it again. Do it again.
Go
Are we
on.
Joel? Hey Joel, are we still friends or are we friends yet or are we still frenemies?
This is literally the third time he's made me do this. Fucking hell. Your mum. There.
All right, cool. Tune in next week or whatever, whenever we do this for more things. Thank you to Ruth's dad for listening. Bye.